So a couple things. I'm gonna try to do a video a week because I clearly have no idea what I'm doing, but you know, I guess I could make a whole bunch of videos and never publish them, but I kind of feel like that's part of the learning experience. Um, you know, I'm not looking for feedback. I'm not expecting anyone to ever see these. I just feel like for myself, going through the motions will help me better understand even how to publish, how to tag stuff, all of that. So for the foreseeable future, I'm going to do my best to publish once a week. I already had a couple of ideas. I finally figured out how to insert pictures, and I really want to do like a new makeup thing, because you know, there's no shortage of stuff to talk about. I also want to start filming in landscape. The truth is I feel like my face looks better this way than it does horizontal, but that's my own stuff that I need to get over because the video looks better that way, no question. But for now, I figured I finally got my Beautylish Lucky Bag today, so I might as well unbox it. I will say I'm an animal and I already went through all of this stuff as soon as the mail came. This is my first time ever ordering one. So I really didn't know what to expect. And I also managed to not see any unboxings. So I didn't really know what the popular products of this year were going to be. I had some idea based on, you know, previous years, but I typically don't do boxes like this because I just rather pick my own stuff. I have a very large collection, and I don't know, I never like the Ipsy bags and the stuff, like I never saw the value in that for me. Especially when they throw in free sample size, you know, I hate that. And I don't think most companies do a good job. I think most of the time you're getting products that they can't sell. And I think Beautylish goes out of their way to not do that. So I figured it was a safe enough bet. I did the XL, and you know, without further ado, I guess I'll say overall I'm happy with it. I don't think I'll do it again, but that's just because of the size of the collection that I have. I don't think for me personally it's worth it. I think if I made money on YouTube or as a content creator anywhere, I would do it, absolutely. I think it's great content, and then you get to give it away at the end. So that I think is totally different. I think for my personal case use, it just doesn't make sense. You know, I will say I'm hugely grateful that they include brushes. Usually, I feel like most people that I've seen anyway, they always get brushes. And that's a good value, and you can't, I mean, I guess you could have too many, but I don't feel like you can have too many brushes. I love brushes, and I love the selection at Beautylish. So, all right, let's get cracking. I'm sure everybody has seen multiple unboxings at this point. The wrapping paper, very cute. It is Year of the Dragon, which I think that's another reason why I decided to go for it this year, because, I don't know, dragons are lucky. I don't know. All right, so get this out of the way. Kitsch, I got two of these scrunchies. They're very cute. I have one in my hair. I didn't put it in right. I shouldn't put my hair up wet, but I do anyway. And These are very cute. I think they look very cute on, and I can't tie a bow to save my life. I can't do anything with my hair to save my life. So, not something I would have picked out, but it is something I will use, so I'm happy to have that. I think I'm gonna go for the boring stuff first, and then work our way up. Good Molecules Hyaluronic Acid Serum. What I didn't know is that Good Molecules is owned by the same people as Beautylish. I believe Britt Clark mentioned that. I had no idea, but I think Good Molecules is a solid brand. I think they make good products. They're similar to the Inkey List for me, or the Ordinary. I will occasionally buy products from them. I love that they disclose their ingredients. I am somebody who is sensitive to ingredients, so I appreciate the transparency and, you know, the kind of no-nonsense approach. You're not paying for a bunch of nonsense. That being said, it is just a hyaluronic acid serum. I have hyaluronic acid in almost every step of my skincare routine, so I don't really need any more, but I will use this whole thing. I actually just got one of these as a free gift with purchase, I think, from Ulta, and I wound up going through the whole bottle. So useful at the end of the day. Sometimes the more complicated stuff isn't actually useful, or I have a reaction to it, so I'm happy to have something I know I can use. I guess the other boring thing is the R & Co Crystal Halo. It's a scalp scrub and shampoo. I'm gonna use it. I mean, I have a lot of scalp issues because I have psoriasis or eczema. I'm not even sure because I've never been properly diagnosed, but nothing really seems to work. I think the more medicated things is really what I need. I don't think it's as simple as a scrub, but you know, it certainly can't hurt. And you know, even though I wouldn't have bought it, I will use it. So that's a success. Next we have this anti-aging serum. I have no idea. It's by Pure Culture, and it just says serum on the bottle. I don't know. It's 30 ml, or no, 15 ml. So half an ounce. It's an anti-aging serum. It came with a little card. It seems like a peptide serum with some prebiotics, mushroom extract. Nothing exciting, but again, I know I don't see anything in here that should be problematic, so I'll probably get to use it. Yeah, they highlight kangaroo paw flower, that's a new one, tripeptide, and hyaluronic acid. So I think, you know, as I looked these up, so the total value I'll go over at the end, but I believe this serum was $30, so I don't expect it to knock my socks off, but I'll use it. I could use all the hydration all the time, not just in winter. All right, next we have a Wayne Goss lip gloss. When I first opened this, honestly, I thought it was eyeshadow. It took me a minute to realize that this goes on your lips. It's very opaque, but I mean, it's pretty. Smelling it is what helped me figure it out. It has a very minty smell. I don't think it's plumping. It feels nice. I mean, I know almost everybody gets a product from Wayne Goss. I was excited about that because I know he's about to re-release his line, and I think, you know, I don't know what the changes are going to be, but I know that his older products were great. So I was excited. But, you know, it's a lip gloss, so I'm sorry. I'm just never going to get that excited about a lip gloss. Next we have Danessa Myricks Color Fix Liquid Metallic. This is orange. My color. I believe I have at least one of these in like a pink, which is beautiful. I don't use liquid shadows that much. I find them to be extra complicated and they're just not my thing. I'm also not a one and done. Like, I have so many really nice like pot shadows and one and done type. I never reach for that though, because even if I'm in a hurry, I want some contour. I really prefer that look. If this was in almost any other color, I think I would at least want to play with it, but because it's orange, I just don't. Maybe on Halloween, but I'm not sure. Okay. Next, from Charlotte Tilbury to, you know, shadow sticks. We have Pillow Talk and Smoky Pillow Talk. The Smoky Pillow Talk shade, I've had this, I believe, in an eyeliner, and I think the only thing I don't like about it is on my skin tone, like it looks really pretty, but on the eyes, sometimes it gives me kind of a sick look. I can work with that though, whatever. I think at the end of the day, these are two nice shades. Again, I don't use stick shadows, but I'm not gonna, you know, never use these. I'll probably, you know, at least play around once or twice. And that is something that I might be able to give my sister because she likes a lot more, you know, simple looks, and I know she likes Charlotte Tilbury. Okay. Viseart. Viseart is so boring, but it's good. It's, you know, I'm thrilled to have a palette that I don't have, because I have like, I don't know, 15 of these smaller palettes from them, and I went in hard for Viseart when I first got into makeup because I didn't know a lot about what my preferences were, and I liked these little digestible color stories. I feel like I actually, when I first started my Instagram account, I went through each of my Viseart palettes and I would do, you know, a review of that palette. So, you know, in like 2 weeks, I had a completely new eye look, and I wouldn't let myself reach for other palettes. So it sort of forced my creativity to work just with what I had. I don't know. You know, I've always liked these. I just, their shimmer formula. Their mattes are beautiful, but their shimmer formula just falls very short compared to the rest of my collection. I have a lot of great shimmers, and it's just, at least this one, it is more interesting. I will say that. You can't see it here, but this pink shimmer is a little bit, I mean, it's certainly not a duochrome, but you can't see. But it has almost like a hot pink. So yeah, you can see it there. It has more oomph than a lot of their other shimmers, and you know, I've never tried their blushes. I mean, they're super basic, but they're usable. The one thing I like about Viseart is I feel like whatever palette I grab from them, I am guaranteed to have a look that I like. It's not going to be a look that, you know, ever, it's not game changing, it's not revolutionary, it's not, you know, but it's almost mistake proof because I'm guaranteed to be able to come up with something pretty. And it's, yeah, it's gonna look pretty. And sometimes I don't wanna have to think that hard. So, you know, what the one thing this lacks though is an outer corner shade. I did have to grab one deepening shade from Natasha Denona because like I really just I need a little something on the outside. My eyes aren't super small, but I think I actually just have a small face. So my eyes are small, but they don't look that small because the rest of my face is so small. Anyway, I try to make them look a little bit bigger, and because of that, this I can't use by itself. At the end of the day, though, it's like if I have to pick a Viseart palette, I like that it has blushes, and that's something different for me. So I'm not mad about that. Now down to the final two. To me, this is where all of the value is in the box. We have the Natasha Denona Xenon. I'm not going to open this because I do already own it. When I bought it, I was kicking myself because I feel like I can get two looks from that palette. They're two very pretty looks, but they're only two looks, and because they're so cool, I don't want that often. You know, occasionally I do like a cool tone look, but it's just not that flattering on me. I'm very neutral, so I can kind of get away with cool or warm, but generally I prefer like a champagne shimmer to a silver. I don't like silver. I don't like silver eyeshadow, which is hilarious because that is like this palette in a nutshell. Regardless, I think it's beautiful. I got it at a discount when it first came out, so I'm happy that I didn't pay full price. And I was happy to have it because it was fun and it was different, and I don't have very many gray eyeshadows, period. So I think for me it was worth it. Um, you know, there were some other cool tone palettes that came out, and out of all of them, it's the one I would have picked. So I think there's some value there. I think it will make a good gift. The problem is it's a color story that I think only really makeup enthusiasts would want. I think I think of my sister and my mom, you know, they don't want a cool tone gray eyeshadow palette. They just don't. So I can't really gift it to them. I'm hoping at some point I will find somebody to gift that to because it's a $70 eyeshadow palette. It's beautiful. It performs well. I would have loved to have Yucca because that's one I don't have, but there's a reason I never bought that. You know, I never bought it because green and yellow don't look good on me in my mind. So that wasn't a good investment. It's still something I would have played with, but you know, when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, my collection is so massive that if I want it, I get it. You know, especially during the holidays and all the sales. I wait for sales. I'll wait, you know, a year to get an eyeshadow palette, but I always get it. You know, a sale always happens that makes them more reasonable. I rarely deny myself an eyeshadow palette. So these boxes, I think they have two strengths. I think the brushes and the eyeshadow palettes, because a lot of that value is in the eyeshadow palette. I just don't think I should get these again. It's, you know, I think this would be fabulous for people who don't have the collection that I do, but you know, or content creators, obviously they can do giveaways and they can afford to not use this stuff. But For me, it's a calculated risk and it just doesn't make the most sense. That being said, the one thing that is left is the thing that I am the most happy about. And that is this brush set from Sonia G. I mean, this is $145. So the total for my box was $416. And obviously this is the most expensive thing. That being said, it is not actually the brush set I would have picked. But I think the biggest thing here is the jumbo worker. I really wanted this. These eye brushes, these shapes, I don't typically use brush heads like this with the round ferrules. I am hoping that I can figure out how to use these. These are the other two. They're a little bit on the big side. I sort of have like my comfort zone with my eye brushes, and unfortunately that's the Angie Hot and Flashy set. Those shapes, I just love the shapes of those brushes. So even though I have some really nice high-end eye makeup brushes, I don't use them. And I use the same 4 or 5 over and over again. So I'm really hoping that this pushes me to use these and figure out how to use a wider variety of brushes. You know, I have hooded eyes, so it's not like, you know, I really can use just any brush, but I know people love these. What I will say is the handles are gorgeous. They almost glow. They are so pretty. I've seen these online and I knew they were beautiful, but in person, they really are absolutely stunning. You know, I have a small Fude brush collection, and because these are the Fusion series, I also feel more comfortable using them. You know, like I have some Chikuhodo blue squirrel brushes and I'm terrified to ruin them. So I'm really happy that these not only are, you know, beautifully made, but I think the Fusion series can stand up to more of a beating than a lot of other Fude brushes can. So anyway, that was probably pretty rambly. I didn't think a whole lot before I made this video. You know, I was yesterday messing around with trying to film a new makeup video, and it was one thing after another not working out. So I am still going to try to make that my next video. I've realized that the lighting and the setup for some kind of an eyeshadow video, I'm not quite there yet. That's goals, but for now it'll be more commentary until I can really come up with a setup that I feel like I can feature things. You know, even now, like, you can kind of see my eye look, but I don't think that it's really helpful in terms of reviewing palettes. So I'll hold off on that. I guess what I can talk about is the foundation I'm wearing today is the Viral Laura Mercier. I only have it in a sample, but it's not my favorite. I think right now it looks beautiful. I saw an Instagram video by Javon Ford, I think his name is. He's a cosmetic chemist, and he had mentioned that if you use an oil primer, it mixes better, and I absolutely, that was a game changer, because I used this foundation yesterday with just creams underneath, and it looked okay at first, but then as it wore, it just kind of separated and it looked heavy. And on top of the Thorn Oil, I think it looks much better. Not my favorite. I mean, it's not terrible. If I had a bottle of it, I would use it up, but I wouldn't be concerned about running out to get it if, you know, they've sold out. I mean, they're sold out in most places, in most shades. So, wouldn't cry about it. I would try to get a sample. It's still $48, and I don't know. I think it's above average, but I like NARS Light Reflecting and Chanel No. 1 a lot better. As you can see, a little friend here. It doesn't, you know, it's not full coverage, but it's not so light either. Like all the scars on my acne scars on my chin, it does a pretty good job blurring that out. So it's more than a skin tint, and it's still pretty lightweight. Not terrible, but anyway, I had a bunch of energy, and then I got my period, so now I really just want to go to bed. It's like 6 o'clock, but thank you for listening to me ramble, and I really will work on where to put my eyes and how to film. See, if I turn it to landscape, I have to look there. I have to figure out how to make that more flattering. Really not good with lighting or technology. So what am I doing? I don't know. Anyway, this box was a fun box. I do feel extra lucky that mine was worth what it is worth, because I think most people's boxes were probably between $350 and $400. This being $416. I mean, I got an expensive gift out of it, maybe, and some brushes that are fun and beautiful. I'm gonna display those. Those are really pretty brushes. So, anyway, I hope everyone's having a good evening, and I look forward to maybe doing some hot takes. Wild things coming out. I saw the Hidden Valley flavored lip balms. That's horrifying, but funny. So plenty of content. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope you have a beautiful night, and I'll talk to you soon.